Hi guys, good evening all. Good evening all. And Mukti here, and welcome to the Pandab Techno Lab. It's also known as PTL, right? So today we'll discuss about the different types of loaves available in C language. So, so first of all, what is loaf? Why need that, right? So, what is the use of I mean uh, loaf, right? So sometimes what we used to do, right? Sometimes a particular war we need to repeat, right? For a specific times, right? Let's say uh, I want to calculate, okay? Calculate the interest. That's a simple interest, right? So I am a landlord, let's say, or kind of you can say the money lender. I used to lend. Used to give the money, kind of loan. Okay, I used to provide the loans to the people. Let's say, okay. So, so multiple people for multiple peoples, I used to send the loan. So whenever I am uh, getting back, back that loans, then what I do with the principal, I need to have my interest, right? So I need to calculate the interest. Let's say I have given the loans around five peoples, okay. Then the simple interest I need to calculate for those five different people. For those five different loan, I need to calculate the same interest. The what is the input for the principal, the rate of interest and time, right? If I have those details, then I can able to calculate the simple interest. Then according to that, I'll get the money, right? So then the process of calculating the interest that will repeat for how many times? For five times, right? So in that is the scenario. If that is the scenario, then I need to use the loop. Then what is loop? Loop is used to help to repeat same task, okay, for a specific time or specific number of times. So in C there are three different types of loops I have. So those are like while loop, okay, while loop, while loops. Then let me while loop. What next? Then for loop, okay. Post that I have do while, okay, do while loop. Now, let's discuss about while loop, okay, while loop. So, syntax. Then we'll discuss when to use which loop. So, first of all, what is the syntax of this? Okay, the first will be what? The initialization. On top of what I'll going to perform the things. So first will be initialization, then after the conditional check, then increment decrement. So first will be initialization. Okay, initialization, the number one first step. Then after what? After condition check. Condition. If it is true, then the loop work. Let me write like this. While condition. Okay. If it is true, then what it will do? It will perform some loop work. Okay, loop for loop for loop for loop for one. Let's say loop arc will be kind of multiple lines. Okay, next. Then what I will do, will once the loop work is complete, then what we will do, we will perform the increment operator. Increment the counter, increment or decrement, right? Right, increment or decrement. Now this is my, what you can say, the syntax. Then let's say let's take now the example. Okay, example. As I discussed, right? So what we will have, let's say, as I told, let me write a code here itself. Okay, let's include stdio.h void main. Then what I will do, void main int main, whatever you are comfortable contract. Then I need to have the, and let's say principal pay, then the n, then count. Okay, then I will have the float. Resultant index. Now what I'll do, principal in that will be number of duration, right? I mean duration, right? Then R will be kind of count number of tables are there, simple interest, then the result will be in the R. So let's see. Rate of interest, you can say. Fine. Okay, for calculating the simple interest, that is SI equals to P into N into R. I mean, for calculating the simple interest, let's say what I will have, I need to P principal, and then P into, then what will do, the rate of interest. Okay, what next? The time is here is N. Okay, that I need to perform. Then divided by 100, divided by 100. This I need to perform. So for that, what I need to have? I need to have this three inputs, right? P, R, and N. So now what I will do, I will ask for the inputs. So I'm just putting that CLR. Then asking for the inputs. Printf, let me ask for the input. Enter the values for, let's say, principal, then N and R. Okay, then what I will do, I will all those things scanf. So for the scanf, the amount will be percentage D, because P is D only, right? Integer type. And then percentage N, then R. What is R? R is the float. So I need to have the percentage F. Then after ampersand of P, ampersand of N, then ampersand of R. Next to that. Okay. So I got the input. What I'll do, I need to calculate the simple interest SI. SI equals to as I told the formula, right? P into R into N divided by 100. Okay, divided by 100. Next, once the simple interest calculated, then let me print that the simple interest. Okay. Before that, so as I told, I have 5 number of people who need to return the money, I mean for the loan amount, right? So let me initialize the count as 1, count equals to 1, and the same process will be, I mean the calculation of simple interest will continue for multiple values, I mean for the 5 people. Count is less than equals to 5, then I will calculate the interest, and for each people what I'll do, I need to get this input. Let me put that into the, I mean the inside the loop. For every people I will ask, right? That should not be same for all and every people. So that needs to be correct. So that's why. Okay. Now once I got this one, what I need to do? I need to print that. Correct. I need to print the result. So what I will do? Next, printf simple interest. Okay, simple interest equals to rs, then percentage f, then the result, that is si, simple interest, right? Then see, this thing will be continue for the 5 different people. So now I have count as only 1. So I need to increase the count. Count equals to count plus, I can write like this, count plus either way. Okay. So if you see here what I told just before, for a loop, for a while, first what to have? First it need to have the what? Then conditional, then loop, then increment, decrement. Let's see whether I have those things or not. First initialization, count equals to 1, then condition, count is less than equals to 5, condition, then this is my loop for, correct? This is my loop for. Then after the loop will be continued till this. Okay. Then after increment and decrement, right? That means so right. So how this is executed, right? So first count is initialized with, then while count, that is 1, is less than equals to 5, 1 is less than equals to 5, condition true will do, and what it will do? It will enter the value for P, N and R. Right? Once you get the value, then what it will do? It will calculate the simple interest P into R into N. Divide by 100. So once I get the simple interest, what I will do? I will just print that. Okay. Now for the first people, I mean the first one, right? Peoples who have, I mean took from me as a loan, or no, I am the loan grantor or provider, right? Who provided the loan. Now for all the 5 people I need to think, right? The same thing, right? Process I need to repeat. What I'll do? Then what I'll do? I will calculate. I will increase my count by 1. Count equals count plus 1 or count plus. Again, anyway, that will increment by 1. Then it will check. It will come to the while statement. It is not again go to the initialization. It won't come here. It will come where? It will come to the conditional check. Right? Count becomes 2 now. So 2 is less than equals to 5. condition true again, then it will ask for these values, then calculate, then print, then it will increment, then again count becomes 3, 3 is less than 5, condition true, then this process will till continue till the this condition is false, right? Till that this process will continue. Fine, I believe people are understand about that. Now if you are well and good with this, let me draw a diagram, I mean now the flowchart. Okay, I believe if people are clear with this, correct? If not, let me draw the flowchart. If people are the process clear on the process, fine. So now, where is my pen? Like that. Just a minute, guys. So let me select the pen so that I can able to write flowchart. Flowchart. Flowchart of loop. Loop. Better put that right here. Yes. So let's flowchart of while loop. Okay. Now what I will do. So first, you guys remember, right? I already discussed about the different types of icons we used to use in the flowchart, right? So I am going to use those. So if you don't know, then just go to the previous videos. Okay, in my playlist, we'll find those. Okay. So now let me concentrate on the flowchart. So now over start, then after what will have, I will have the initialize. What is that? Count equals to 1. Count equals to 1. Once I have this, what I will do, I need to check if the condition is true. If my condition is true, if count less than equals to 3, if it is yes, if it is yes, what I will do, I need to print this. I mean calculate the simple interest. P into n into r divided by 100. Once I have this, what next I need to do? I need to print the value of SI. That is print SI. do one more thing actually. Before to calculating, what we will do? We need to get the input first, right? Then only we can calculate. So the input box. Input box. Input P, N and R. Then what I will do? I need to calculate the SI, that is normal message box. SI equals to P into N into R multiplied by divided by 100. This is for calculation. What next? Once I have the simple interest, I'll just print that. Right, I'll print this. Print essay. Once I got the result, then what I'll do? I'll increment the counter. That is count equals to count plus 1. Count equals to count plus 1. Once I have this, then what I'll do? It will go till what? This is in loop, right? So where it will go? It will go just before to the condition. I mean the condition operation will perform now. Here. Okay. So this is in case of yes. If no, I mean the count value is 4 now. 4 is not less than equals to 3, right? So anyway, this will be 4. I mean no. If it is no, then what will happen? Stop. Stop only. Right? So if you realize here what I did, we are incrementing the values, right? Incrementing the value of count and keep on checking if the count value is less than what I have taken 3 or 5. Less than 3, we have taken 5, right? Just make it 5. Less than equals to 5, then perform the task. If this condition is false, then only stop, right? So this is my loop. Got it? Now this is for while loop. Now for loop. If you guys see here one thing, right? The loop means the same work will perform for a specific number of times, or we can say till the condition is satisfied. In this case, as we know, like how many times this is going to execute. So we use that. In other way, we can say till this condition is satisfied, we will keep on continuing, irrespective of whether we knows how many times we need to execute or we don't know. Still that, but if this condition is satisfied, we can keep on continuing. We don't need to know how many times it need to execute prior to my development. Fine. In that case, we can use the while loop. Now, let's say I don't know, right? I don't know, like the uh, how many times the loop was need to execute. In that case, I will go for the while loop. If I know, right? If I know the how many times it is going to execute, then better to use for loop. Okay, I'll tell you again. Like, let me complete this for loop first. Then we'll tell you like what is the difference between them. For loop in C. Let's say. So now Okay, now for loop and see. In for loop also we have three different sections, right? We have three different sections. What are those? In for loop, first one is initialization, then conditional check. Let me write that syntax. Sorry. Syntax. Okay. First, what will have initialization, right? Initialization. Then after condition, condition. Then after increment, increment or decrement. Then once I have this, then what I'll do? I'll have the loop for loop work. This is my syntax, right? Let's write one example. Let me write the same program, right? What we have wrote using that while loop. Let me write the same program here. Sorry. Let me write the same program. I mean that separate rate calculation. That one. So here, what we will do next? What we will do? HTTIO.h, then okay. So these are the inputs what I need to get and take. Then what I need to have? This is kind of small array. It's making totally caps. No. And I have the loop now. For start, what I'll have initialization, right? So what I will do? Count equals to 1. Then what will happen? Count will be less than equals to 5 because 5 people are there, right? Then count plus plus. Now, what next? So here what I will do? I will ask for the inputs, right? P, N and R, right? Printf, enter the values for, enter the values for P, N and R, right? I have three different variables. Now, once I have this, what I'll have, I'll, what are the inputs I'm getting from the keyboard, I'm just setting that out to the corresponding variables. That is, as P and R are integers, I need to use %d, and R is float, so I need to use the %f. Then after ampersand of P, ampersand of N, and ampersand of R. So I have these three things. Next to that, what I'll have, I'll calculate the simple interest P into R into N, right, divided by 100. Post that, what will have, I need to print the result, I mean the simple interest. Printf, what is the SI data type? That is float. So I need to print the with the, sorry, I need to have the double quote, then simple interest equals to RS, okay, RS percentile F, then the SI, simple interest. This is my thing. Now, so if you see here, right, I have to like three inputs. Let me have a try so people are able to understand easily. So now, let me use my tab. Okay, I have P, right? Let's say this is the, what are the values are there? P. Then first, okay, let me declare this one. As I declare, it will take the memories and each value will be assigned with some what garbage count. Then there will be R and there will be S. SA. All will be initialized field with what? Garbage. GRB. Okay, garbage. Everything will be garbage. Now, what I did is part of for loop. We initialize count with 1. Now, whatever the values are there, so sorry, it is replaced with what? 1. Okay, so the value now is 1. Okay, now enter the values for P, N and R. So whatever the value we got, let's say I got kind of 100 or a 10, whatever. N will be kind of, let's say for 2 years. Okay, rate of interest, let's say that is float, let's say 1.5. Okay, now this is my thing. Count, what is the value of count? That is 1, which is 1 which less than equals to 5, condition true. Then from directly it will come to the next statement. Then ask for the value P and Q and R. They have given the values, these are the corresponding values. Then what it will do, it will calculate SI equals to P into R into N. What are the value? That will be replaced with, let's say 10 into 2 into 1.5 divided by 100, that is something like, let's say X. So this X will be replaced with the where in the SI. This will be X. Okay. Now here the output will be how many times? 5 times the output will print and 5 times the input will take. So now the output will be simple interest equals to SI. What is the SI? What are the value that will going to print here? Then the first installation happen, then conditional check happen, then the loop work. This is my loop work happen, right? Then the count will be plus, right? So count becomes, instead of 1, that becomes 2 now, right? Now the condition will be again check the part 2. Okay, I mean the number 2 section will have been again going to check what is the value of count. Count is having 2, so 2 is less than equals to 5. Again condition true. Then the loop work will happen. Then what are the necessary things need to do that will perform. Then the count bar becomes increased and becomes 3 now. So again this 4 will be increased one more time. I mean used one more time. 2 will going to check count. What is the value count? 3. Condition true. Condition true. Then it will come to the loop bar. Again the loop bar will perform. So here in case of your for loop, the initialization, the number one, right? The number one, what is the number one? The number one, okay, that is initialization. Initialization will execute for from once, but the number two, that is conditional check. Conditional check will perform repeatedly or perform multiple times. And third, what is third? The loop work, right? Loop work. Third is the loop work. Loop work will perform. Loop work will perform let me write in the other way. Okay. The number time the condition is true. Condition is true. That many number of time. That many number of times. Number of times it will number of times loop work will execute. Loop work will execute. Okay, next 4, that is increment and decrement. Increment and decrement. That is also execute multiple times. Okay, now fine. Okay, I believe these diagrams are clear for you guys, right? Now this is also more clear if we draw the flow chart. I mean how it is going to execute. Let me draw the flow chart for you guys. Okay, let me draw the not sure what happened to my system. Let's keep on going to down. Okay, this looks better now. Okay, let me draw the flow chart for the for loop. I believe it's again difficult for me to cover the loop first. We complete first this, then we'll see. Now, as I told you, the first will be start will be here. Then after one start is there, but I have 3 different things, right? So first one will be count. Count equals to 1. Okay. then if it is true, then what will happen? Condition will check, right? Is or if count less than equals to 5, right? Then what it will do? 5 if this one is true, right? If this is true, then true means yes. Then take the input, right? Take the input. What are those? P, N and R. Okay, let me draw a little bit big. If it is true, then it will happen input P, N and R, right? Then what will happen? Then what I'll do? I need to calculate SI equals to P into N into R divided by 100. Okay, once it's done, then what I'll do? I'll print the SI. I'll print SI. Right, print SI. If it is, yeah, after printing, what will happen? It will again come to this because we need to increment the count. That is count equals to count plus 1. Count plus 1. If it is no, then what will do? Stop. Okay, then stop. Now, if you see this section is my initialization, right? This section is my initialization, and this is my conditional part. This section is my conditional section. If it is true, then only this operation will perform. And instead of this, let me divide this one. I mean, it will not going to count equals to count plus 1. It is not going to have in initialization. It will going to the increment section. So this will be like this, something like this. Here, right? Yeah, get it? Now this is all about my for loop, right? So let's quickly discuss about the do while loop. Okay, do while loop. So in do while loop, what it will do? It will execute at least once, irrespective of the condition is true or false. Okay, I mean, let's say I have some condition multiple times. I need to check that one. But even if my what I false, what I will do? I'll perform the task once. Let me write that first. Syntax. What will happen? So now do, right? Do if I have, let's say this and this, That kind of I'm just writing some random things, right? Then while the condition true. So if you see here, right, these are what my loop work. These are my loop work. Okay, and this is my conditional section. This is my conditional section. Conditional section. Okay, or I may have here what the installation. Initial license section. Then here also three parts are there, but the order is different with respect to your while loop and for loop. So what are those? First, number one will be initialization. CLIJ. Number two will be looper. Number three is condition check. Check. Okay. So now for better understanding, let me okay. So what I meant, sorry guys, what I meant. So what I'll do, I'll directly write a loop. Uh, while sorry guys, not sure my chat domain sometimes working automatically. Let me go a little bit down. While sorry while okay, while condition that is 4 is 1 less than 1, then what I'll do, I'll print something, printf hello world. Okay. This is using while. Likewise, I'll use do while. Void main do printf hello printf hello. Then here it will have the condition while 4 is less than 1. If you see here, happen, if this condition is true, then only it will print this one. But in case of do while loop, irrespective of the condition, first what it will do, it will print this, then the condition will check. If it is again true, if it is true, then only it will again print hello world. But here there is no chance to print before checking the condition. If checking is here, what is happening? Whether condition is true or false, irrespective of that, it will print at least only once. Got it? That is the difference between while loop and do while loop. Now let me draw the flow chart. chart of do while. Okay, flow chart of do while. So start, then what will happen? Initialization, post that body or loop work, that is loop work. Then after increments, post to that condition check, right? Condition check, if it is true, then only where it will go to the loop. If no, this is for no, then stop, right? So this is all about our loops, like 3 different loops we discussed. So one is number one is then for loop, then do while loop. Okay, so all three are for performing the multiple framework, multiple purpose we're going to use them. I'm just recapping what are the things we taught till now. Then while loop, it's better to use when we don't know how many times it need to execute. That's only depends upon the condition, right? In that case, we'll use the while loop. But before writing, prior to our developing of the uh, program, if we know the fixed number of times, how many times that operation or that process, in that case, what we'll use? We'll use the for loop. Okay, this is the major difference between while and for loop. If we don't know how many times it need to execute, in that case, it will go for the while loop. Okay, if you know how many times your process need to execute, how many times the same steps need to follow, that case you need to go for what? You need to go for the for loop. Fine. And do while loop. When you need to go for the do while loop. Do while loop is only used when you need like irrespective of my condition, right? Irrespective of my condition is true or false. I don't care about that. At least the process or the steps that need to execute once, at least once. Okay, at least once. In that case, I'll go for the do while loop, right? I believe it's clear. While for do while. While is if you know, if you don't know how many times this process need to execute, this many steps need to execute, in that case you need to go for the while loop. Okay, the termination will only happen if the condition is false, right? And if you know this is the number of times my loop need to execute, you know the prior to developing the program, you know the how many number of times that operation need to execute. In that case, you need to go for the for, right? For loop. Then after, if you know, if you want at least only once, irrespective of my condition, the process need to execute, right? In that case only, what you can do, you can go for the do while loop. Fine. Three things clear. If you guys have any doubt, please let me know. So I will happy to clear those things. Okay. Till that, bye bye. Good night and have a sweet dream. Okay.